Barak Yahweh Alam. Shalom, righteous family. Welcome back to TRU-TALK. And I don't know if y'all heard the news, but your boy Tyreek, I guess the founder and head uh leader, chief, or whatever y'all consider him, of the FBA movement, the Foundation Black Africans. Oh, my bad. I mean the Foundation Black Americans. But I heard that he took a trip to uh, Senegal, to Africa. And, I seen the pics, and he was taking pictures over there, having a good time, calling people his brother, his sister. And this is an old video of Tyreek. What the old Tyreek had to say about Africa.
Tanzania. I was
Mm.
over Tanzania. And, I'm that's my first time going to that part of Africa. So I'm thinking about, people with malaria. And I'm like, hey, man, where are the kids with malaria so I can go, hug them or something? I'm like, where are the malaria people? Because when
Yeah.
you think of Africa, you think of little sickly people. I'm looking
Come
at
on.
people all healthy and strong. And they looked at me like I was a damn fool. He's like, ain't nobody got no malaria. He's
Yeah.
like, brother, there's a tree right there. We can go crush the leaves, make a tea. We drink that. The malaria's gone in 3 days, brother. I'm like, wow.
What do you think about the presentation of Africa to African Americans?
See, we believe everything that the white supremacists tell us. They tell us that Africa is Tarzan. They got a new Tarzan movie out now, by the way. So everybody's walking around in grass thongs and naked and ashy and living in huts. And what's interesting about that, white people go over there living it up.
Yeah.
Man, they go over there vacationing, partying up. Every time I go to Africa, man, it's a
Yeah.
plane full of white people over there. They got us scared to go, and they over there setting it off. Africa's beautiful, man. South Africa's beautiful.
Yeah.
Go.
Now, if you continue to watch the interview, and like I said, I believe it's an old interview. I was told it's an old video. Looked like an old interview. But he talked about how he called Africa his sisters and brothers. The dude asked how are they warm, are they welcome? And he said Africa love us, man. And he went to talk about the history of how many African countries was trying to uh, assault black people back in the past. And Bush and the American government always tell us to go back to Africa, would not allow a set of deal for us to be able to return back to Africa. He talked about how beautiful Africa is, and he talked about how he go to Africa all the time. Now, this is an old video of him when he was saying he's said he has been to many African countries, and we know in 2026 he's still traveling back and forth to Africa, having a good time. But he get on the internet and he tell you, me, and other black people that never travel to Africa that they hate us. They don't like us. They don't want us. And if you finish watching this interview, he tell about how when they say, well, where's the hate come from? And he says, well, the Africans that come over here, the white supremacists, the white people tell them, stay away from those Negroes. These Negroes lazy. These Negroes all complain about this. They don't want to do that. So that's where they get their ideology from. As soon as they know who they pick, like, to be fair, a lot of Africans, they think we got the best opportunity in the world. And when they come over here, they told that we lazy, we don't want to work, we just want a welfare, and that's why we in our predicament. And yes, it's conquer and divide. When they come over here, a lot of times because they immigrants and they have a visa and they get certain benefits due to the backs of our people in the civil rights and fighting for every human being rights like we done. They're able to come over here and be successful. And they say, well, we over here and we coming over here and being successful. So it must not be, they must be lazy. It must be because of X, Y, and Z what the white people told us. But at the same time, just as much as Africans in Haiti and other African from the diaspora can come over here in America and have opportunity and be successful, we know many black Americans are successful. But I know many Haitians, many Africans that stay in the projects, especially if you know in Florida, Miami. There's a lot of Haitians and Jamaicans that came to America for a better life, and they in the projects, they struggling. So no, not every African or black immigrant that come over here is successful. And you know, a lot of our brothers and sisters right there in the ghettos and the hood struggling with us. That's uh that's immigrants. So this myth or idea that every Africa come over here, every uh immigrant, black immigrant that come over here is gonna be successful, it's just not true. And we know uh there's many black America that's rich in government that's famous, you know, it goes on, you know, just because uh a small group of us so-called made it and successful does not mean the whole. As black people, we gotta think about the whole community because the truth is, many of us just living paycheck by paycheck, working ourselves to death, struggling, barely making. We just make it look good. But no, there's a definitely a misunderstanding. Yeah, there's many Africans that or black people from the diaspora period, or they from the UK, it don't matter, that have came over here and said and did hurtful things towards black people. And we know that there's raccoons. We got own so-called black Americans that join themselves with MAGA and uh, putting out black fatigue videos. These are black people doing this and what they call black Republicans and these people, these twins, what they call the ultra trends. And so this is nothing new. Sadly, we are a people destroyed from the inside. And fighting amongst one another is not gonna fix anything. Not only are we fighting amongst one of us ourselves in the house, you know, the so-called FBAs, we got raccoons and Republican and Democrat and feminists and pro-black and you got Negroes that say, uh, I don't date black women, I only date white women, and you got so-called black women saying they only date outside their race. So inside the house is broken. Not only inside the house is broken, but we want to fight with other black people outside of our house that's still part of the family, but don't stay inside the house and beef and fight with them for what? And I just want to every FBA to ask themselves this question: what does it benefit us hating our brothers and sisters across the pond? What does it benefit the Crip and Bloods the beef? What does it benefit the West Coast and so-called East Coast? You know, what does it perfect us? Why do you want to hate another black person that's been oppressed by the same system and people that you've been oppressed by, that's been colonized? Yes, we all are a victim of this system, and you want to beef with your brothers and sisters, and we all in the same fight. Like, I really want to understand, why do you want to hate them? Because since I Speed, did his African tour and a lot of positive, like I knew it was gonna happen. A lot of FBAs came out in droves and wanted to make it clear that, oh no, we're not African, and this don't change nothing, and just want to promote and perpetuate the hate. And I just want to say, why do you want to hate these people? Why? What's the end goal? What does it benefit us? Like, have you really sat down and thought about it? Like, when you get mad, when your heart is angry, because I know how it feels when you despise or hate or don't like somebody. Do you enjoy that feeling that way about somebody that looked like you, that really did nothing to you, because you heard that somebody from the continent or from Haiti or somebody said something mean about us black Americans? Now, as a black American, yeah, it hurts. I don't like it, but am I gonna hate a whole continent full of billions of people because of what a few think and say? Should they hate us as black Americans because of the FBAs? Because me as a black American, I have to defend myself against the rhetoric that a lot of FBAs coming out here on the internet speaking against the Africans and the Jamaicans and Haitians, calling them Teggers and all that. What they call them, Teggers or Feggers or whatever. And for the most part, I want them to know that, hey, I don't think like that as a black American. I see y'all as my sisters and brothers. And many of them be the same way. Be like, hey, we don't think that of you. Like, and to be honest, the algorithm, if you just look at videos of so-called FBAs, because it done happened to me before. When I look at one or two videos of FBA or Black American talking about African and how they don't like us and we ain't the same, I just get flooded with videos like that. And I get flooded with videos of so-called Africans or black people from the UK talk about black Americans, and that's all that be on my timeline. And a lot of times that's all that be on y'all timeline. That's all y'all being fed. That's all y'all consuming. And y'all ain't wise enough and clear enough to understand the propaganda and what you being fed and what you being programmed to feel and think. But guess what? When I look at videos of many Africans brothers talk about how they love uh, us black Americans, when I watch videos of black American visiting Africa and talk about the love they get, that's all that come in my feed. That's what they show me. So I done seen both sides. And at the end of the day, it's, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna follow? What side are you gonna be on? Are you gonna choose to love or are you gonna choose to hate? And if you choose to hate, I gotta ask why. What is it gonna benefit us? And don't get me wrong, I know this whole FBA thing started with reparation, and we gotta delineate ourselves to get reparation. But you do know that we're not the only Negro that deserve reparation. Like what happened to Haiti, they deserve reparation too. What happened to Jamaica, they deserve reparation too. They was colonized, enslaved, and taken advantage of also, and stolen their resources, robbed. It's no coincidence that they're in the shambles, or it's no coincidence that the black community in America is in the shambles. And what the white man get paid off all of that and benefit off all of that, of us fighting one another. and they the culprit. Just being honest. You talk about the continent of Africa, been colonized, stolen, pilling with wars, got France and Spain troops over there now. Yes, Africa deserves reparation. All their uh, artifacts are stolen in the museums. All their diamonds and oil and stuff are being stolen. So, as a people a whole, we've been destroyed. We've been taken advantage of, and we all deserve to be restored. That's what reparation means: to be restored, to be brought back to full what's been taken of us. We all, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a type of person that believe every black person are the same. I know that on the continent of Africa, that there's Hamnites and there's Shemnites and even uh, Japheth. And I know Ham, the Cushites, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians are different from the so-called Negroes, which are Shamnites, which are from the lineage of Eber or the Hebrews. But we both are dark-skinned race of people based on melanated people. And I don't see there's nothing wrong with disfiliating, what's the word I'm looking for? Disfiliating ourselves or in layman terms, identifying with a tribe. But we don't need to have tribal wars. We can identify and say, hey, we are these type of specific people. If you want to call yourself a FBA or Black American, you can be a Foundation Black America without hating Africa, without despising our brothers and sisters on the continent or in the diaspora. You don't have to hate them, you know that, right? Because you are a Black American and you so-called proud to be a Black American because our ancestors been on this continent of North America for hundreds of years, and we are descendants of those ancestors that tribute to this continent uh, wealth and society, even though we've been kept out. But you don't have to. How can I put it? You can love yourself without hating others. We can love who we are as Black Americans without hating our Africans, brothers and sisters, without hating our brothers and sisters that's in Jamaica, that's in Haiti. It's crazy. Don't y'all understand conquer and divide? Even the now we are destroyed because we are destroying ourselves. We want to be divisive. We know about conquer and divide, and we still allow for them to do it. It's like somebody setting a trap in front of you. You see them set a trap, and you still walk into it. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to hate. I ask again. I ask a sincere question. Ask yourself, what does it benefit us Black Americans beefing, hating, disassociating ourselves completely for all the other melanated Black people on this planet? What does it benefit us? How does it help us? And I don't want to hear y'all talk about, oh, our ancestors fought for this and that, because a lot of y'all bring shame to y'all ancestor lane. A lot of y'all say, oh, we not our ancestors. We different. But then you want to turn around and say, oh, our ancestors did this and that. Forget, for every human tugman that freed the slave, there was a house Negro that was snitching on the slaves. Every slave wrote and Black people that fought, there was so-called Negroes that surrendered. that didn't want to fight. During the Civil War, as much as black people fought for the northern state for slaves to be free, there were some Negroes and double Asian black people that were still working with the South. And I get it when people say, well, we got to fix ourselves first. How can we help anybody else if we can't help ourselves? And I'm with that. But part of helping ourselves is not spending the energy hating on our melanated brothers and sisters and cousins. And let's be honest, we got the same DNA. Our own descendants of people that grew up across the pond or in the diaspora. How any of that is going to help us? And these same Negroes that talk about we got to fit in house, what are you doing? Because at least I'm raising my voice and I'm speaking to my people, not just on this YouTube, but daily, trying to connect with my people and bring us together. What are you doing? Are you one of the ones that's tribling to the black community that's trying to help the so-called black American community? Or are you just sitting on the internet talking about those Africans, those Jamaicans, those Texans, those immigrants, these Africans, these black Africans and immigrants don't like us? If you just sitting on the internet spilling that, you're not helping nothing. You know what you're doing? You exploiting their people, cause you getting paid. Cause I guarantee you getting monetized, and all those thousand of views that you getting off black people being angry at other black people, you getting paid off of it. So at the end of the day, you are the enemy. You are the problem. If you getting paid in views of other black people fighting and beefing and black people despising and hating one another in the division of black people on this planet, how are you not part of the problem? How are you not the enemy? How are you gonna say we gotta look after ourselves first and you causing division amongst us? How us beefing with brothers and sisters in the diaspora, how that's helping us in the in-house? Every great country people need allies, need friends, need strong alliance, need good counselor. There's a saying in Ecclesiastes that a two-core rope is hard to break, and a three-core rope is even harder. Meaning, the more people, the more two is better than one. The more people come together, the stronger they are.
Tanzania. It's beautiful over there, man. And the brothers and sisters are so open
Hmm.
to us vibing with them and connecting with them.
How do they treat you as an American going over there?
Man, they love us over
Hmm.
there. There's a myth that Africans don't like African Americans. See,
Yeah.
that myth comes from African immigrants coming over here and the white supremacists telling them, don't hook up with those black folks now.
Hey.
Because, whenever we talk about injustices, they always tell black people, hey, well, you don't like it, just go back to Africa. But every time we try to hook up, they sabotage it.
Hey.
Go back to Marcus Garvey.
Garvey.
When we tried to hook up with Africa with Garvey, the FBI sabotaged that. Specifically, they sent in agents on Garvey back in the 70s. The big sense, they
I mean, it's clear when you really do your homework, it's documented. The government of the United States say they do not want a connection, a fellowship between blacks in America and blacks on the continent. This is no lie. You can't make this up. In their own writings, the government of the United States says they don't want black people on the continent and black people in America, let alone in the diaspora, to hook up because for whatever reason, we are a danger to. They feel like that's a danger to their empire, a danger to their power. So you don't think the agenda is clear? Like I don't get it. Don't Why don't y'all see? As the scripture says, they got eyes but can't see, ears but can't hear. Know through their heart, comprehend and understand. Y'all truly is in front of our faces. Conquer and divide. And y'all going along with it, loving the hate. You gotta get that hate because at the end of the day, that hate that you feel, you love. You love looking at these videos. You love getting angry. You love beefing with somebody that look like you. It goes back to self-hate. It goes back to hate, period. It goes back because you don't have no love. You have not been given no love. And all you know is hate. It's like somebody that grew up in a family and all their mother did was, their mother and their daddy did all their mother and daddy did was fuss. And then they get in a relationship and all they know how to do is fuss. That's what they think a relationship is. No, you need to, before you talk about fixing our community and fixing ourselves, you gotta look in the mirror and fix yourself. Like Michael Jackson said, it starts in the mirror. We gotta individually fix ourselves before we can help anybody else. We talk about, oh, as black people, we gotta help ourselves before we. No, as black people, you yourself gotta look inside yourself and get that self hate out. We as individuals gotta become new creatures and really love ourselves and be able to love our brothers before we can come together, not only as a community, but as a community of Negroes on this planet. Because we share this planet together. Who is my neighbor? And then when we fix what's wrong with us on the inside, which only the Most High can do, we gotta return back to the covenant and seek the Most High to change us and not just be in religion, but have relationship with the Father. Then we don't have to get validated by no other race. Then we can kumbaya with any other race and overcome. But until then, we all gotta look in the mirror and we all gotta stop this self hate. Always gotta clean at your own dope self first. Before I can tell white people about them and they asking what they should do, I gotta talk about my people and what we should do first. And white people should be working on themselves and Chinese people, vice versa. And then we all can come together as a community when we all can love to love ourselves in. Then we can love ourselves without hating others. I repeat, we can love ourselves and accept ourselves and be different from everybody else without hating others and beefing with others. I hope this makes sense, man. But this is y'all leader. This is Tariq, still visiting Africa, still visiting the continent, still enjoying uh, his brother and sisters on the continent. And from what I heard, he got, maybe a couple of business or something over there. I'm not sure. But nevertheless, while you over here never travel, American bound, the scriptures talk about those that don't travel are not well learned, that they are not well rounded. You really don't understand how the world works because you just, it's like being stuck in one space and the world is bigger than America. The world is bigger than just black people in the ghettos. The world is bigger than what you talk. The world is bigger than what's been coming through on your YouTube feed. He's traveling back and forth to Africa, having a good time. You stuck over here, mad at who, for what, and what is going to benefit. I gotta ask that. Like that's the $1 million question. What is your hate for other black people is benefiting black people? How? What's the end goal? How it's helping anybody, anything? How it's helping you? Be honest, it's not. It will not help. It ain't helping. Us separating and beefing with others and thinking that we're something when we're not. But it's already prophesied the two sticks will come back together. Judah will stop vexing uh, Ephraim, and Ephraim will stop envying Jacob. But until then, let Yah be true and every man a lie. Till next time, Shalom.